Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name's Karen and I've been living the keto lifestyle for 6.5 months now. Today we are going to be making corned beef and cabbage. I've made corned beef a few times before, but I have never made cabbage with it, so it should be interesting. Sunday is St. Patrick's Day, so I'm trying to feel my Irish heritage. I found my old clatter ring, I put that on, wearing my Irish shirt. My heritage goes back to my grandmother, Marion Maloney, and that's my dad's mom, so that makes me a quarter Irish. Doesn't mean I know how to make corned beef and cabbage, but we're gonna give it a shot. Okay, got this at Costco. Had them like 3 times before. I absolutely love this. Comes with its own little seasoning packet, makes it really, really simple. This is probably one of the easiest recipes with the least ingredients ever. It's just this, corned beef, cabbage. Of course you have to use Irish butter, and a little bit of minced garlic, and that's it. So we're gonna get started. All right guys, I just rinsed off the meat and put it in my skillet. Now we're gonna open the seasoning packet. Oh, I like to put the meat fat side up because I feel like all the juices will kind of flow into the meat. I think it's more important when you put it in the oven at the end, but I do it the whole time. So we're just gonna put the seasoning packet in, just put it right on top. And then we're gonna cover it with water. Don't be afraid if the seasoning all rolls off, it's gonna roll off. Put some on the sides. I'm gonna move this over to the stove. And now we're just gonna bring this to a boil, so I'm gonna put it on high. I'm gonna cover it just because I never have a lot of time, so it'll boil a little faster. But watch it, because once it starts boiling, it'll come all out the sides, so keep an eye on it. And then after it gets to a full boil, we're gonna turn it down and just simmer it for about 3 hours. So yes, it takes a long time to cook this, but it's so easy. While we're waiting for the water to start boiling, we're just gonna chop up the cabbage. This way it keeps us close, and we can hear it when it bubbles, and we can turn it down, okay? This is my favorite part. Ah, again. I know there has to be a right way to do this. All right, I'm gonna take the outer layer off. The yucky leaves on the outside that touch stuff. That's gonna go in the garbage. And I think like this a little chunky. You gotta cut out that hard thing, that hard stem. Cut that out. You don't want to eat this, it's hard. Chuck that. Take the outside leaves off. Chuck those. So some people like their cabbage like this. I kind of like it a little in like chunks. We're gonna cut it into like triangle chunks. See if it stays together. I think it's all gonna fall apart anyway. Never done this before. Most of my recipes are my first time. Cabbage I've never cooked. I've done the corned beef. Never did the cabbage. Some bubbling going on. Nope, not yet. We're just gonna chop up the rest of the cabbage and just put it aside, because this is gonna be cooked in the same water that the meat's in. Once we take the meat out to put it in the oven to get it a little browned, we're gonna put the cabbage in, and the butter and the garlic. So it's sounding like it's bubbling in there. I'm gonna open it up and take a look. Not quite. Oh, look at that. Meat's dancing. I'm gonna keep this lid off now because I have a feeling it's gonna start boiling any second. Alright, so it's definitely starting to boil here. I'm gonna turn the heat down. And we're gonna simmer this for a little while. And you have to keep checking it. You can definitely do this uncovered, but I like to cover it with these cast iron skillets. I mean, it's not really airtight. So I'm gonna cover it, I'm just gonna turn it down, I'm gonna keep checking it and make sure it's simmering. We're gonna do this for 3 hours. Alexa, set a timer for 3 hours.
3 hours, starting now.
But it is something you have to keep checking. If the water level goes down a little bit, you have to make sure the meat's covered, so you add water throughout if you have to, okay? So easy recipe, but you kind of have to keep an eye on it. You can't just set it and forget it. But you can, if you want to do it in a crock pot, which you can do. Like if you work and you want to set this up in the morning, you just throw everything into the crock pot. Actually, no, don't put the cabbage in, it'll be too mushy. So the meat, the water, the seasoning, put it in on low, 6 hours. As soon as you get home, throw the cabbage in, cook it for like another hour if you can, and you're set. Okay, it's been 3 hours. Alexa's going off. Alexa, stop. Let's see what this looks like. So a couple times I had to turn the heat up, down, because it was boiling a little too much. Looks good. So now we're gonna take the meat out, put it in the tin. Oh, I should have preheated the oven. I didn't preheat the oven. Oven to 350. I'm just wiping some of the seasonings off because they're like big carb peppercorns, I think they call them. I don't think you really want to eat those. Okay, I'm gonna transfer this. To here. And I'm still leaving the fat side up. We're gonna stick this in the oven for about 15 minutes at 350. I'm not preheated yet, so I'm gonna wait to set my alarm. I rinsed off all of the cabbage. We're gonna put that in here. It's a lot of cabbage, but it will get smaller as it cooks. An apron on this. So just dump all the cabbage in. We're gonna add some butter, a little bit of that garlic. You don't have to add the garlic, you can just use these seasonings, but I like a little bit of garlic. So I'm probably gonna have to leave this uncovered for a second, just to get it to get a little lower so I can put the cover on. Alright, let's get some butter. So I'm just gonna throw like, I don't know, a tablespoon of this garlic in there. Try to get it in the water on the side. Mix it around later. And I'm gonna do maybe 4 tablespoons of butter. I'm just making this up. Sounds good to me. This. Alexa, set a timer for 17 minutes. It's gonna take like another 2 minutes for mine.
Starting now.
Oven to preheat. Alright, I'm just gonna cover this. When the butter melts a little bit, then I'll stir it up. So I'm thinking we gotta cook this for like maybe a half hour, but I'm gonna just test the cabbage along the way because I've never done it. Okay, so it's been 15 minutes. The meat in the oven. I'm gonna take that out. Alexa, stop. But I just tested the cabbage and it needs just a little more time. I'd say at least 20 minutes on the cabbage. Sizzling up. Alexa. Good. So now the way to slice this is against the grain. So I can see, if you look at it carefully, you see all the lines going this this way, that would be with the grain. So you don't want to do that. So we're going to slice it against the grain, which would be more this way. There we go. It is so soft. It's falling apart. Literally falling apart. This looks delicious. Alright guys, so this is what it looks like. We're gonna give it a taste. It has to be one of my favorite meats. That's so good. Alright, we're gonna try the cabbage. I'm not a big cabbage fan, but alright. It's definitely flavorful. You can taste the butter, which is good. It's good. I mean, it goes well together. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed this recipe. It's really simple, just takes a little while, so you have to have some patience and you have to kind of be around and watch the stove. But this will feed you for like days. So I hope everybody has a great St. Patrick's Day and a great weekend, and I will see you guys next week.